Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. I welcome you to this video. Today I'll be talking about the article that you see on your screen. This is from Forbes magazine. Airlines return to Europe skies for summer, 400% more flights, what to expect. Okay, so I will give you an idea about what exactly air travel will look like in June of this year. Okay, once most of the airlines start operating. So don't forget to watch right till the end. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I upload these kind of fast changing geopolitical and world economics news on a daily basis. You really don't want to miss out on any of this. Please don't forget to subscribe. So let's get started. So as you can see, this is a guy in Frankfurt where a green band reduces the seating area. Okay, so as you can see, this is now the seating area in Frankfurt, and they are literally just blocking every alternate seat so that people can just sit very far off from each other. So this is the what future looks like after coronavirus. Okay, as travel bans unwind worldwide, airlines will return to the skies in time for Europe's summer with up to 400% more international flights in June compared to May. Okay, so right now many travel bans are unwinding worldwide. Okay, right now they are firstly focusing on domestic travel, but surely they will start with international travel as soon as possible. And I personally think most of these things will start in June. Okay, that's just my personal opinion, and that's why 400% more international flights are going to be operating in June compared to May. Okay, just imagine this. Right now we are in May, right? So it's almost 20th May at this point, right? So just in 10 to 12 days we will have restarting of the air travel. Okay, what that will look like, I will go through all of that. European airlines in particular are gearing up for a full return to travel freedom on the continent and a rise in demand as Europe's borders come back down. Okay, so surely Europe was the hardest hit in the coronavirus pandemic, as you all know. Even WHO had said that Europe is the new epicenter of the virus, right? But right now they are saying that by June, most of the travel restrictions will come down, and that's why many airlines have started giving tickets for the month of June. Germany's Lufthansa is the first major European carrier to announce a feisty debut of post-corona flights in June with 3,600 flights, 1,800 round trips weekly. Okay, this is really too much, right? But Lufthansa is the state carrier of Germany, right? So that's why they can do something like this. That compares to about 20,000 flights a week in December 2019. Okay, they had 20,000 flights a week in December 2019, but after that, like this thing, coronavirus madness started in around February, right? February end or start of March, and then they all just lost all of their business. And now just look at the number: 20,000 flights were operating in December 2019, and now they are operating 3,600 flights. Okay, just almost like one fifth of what they were operating in December, suggesting a 15 to 20% return to normal schedules as things warm up, right? People want to and can travel again. This is the CEO of Lufthansa. The group's trio, Lufthansa, Swiss, and Eurowings, between them will operate 70 overseas flights by mid June. Okay, that's up almost 400% in May. The unfolding of a multitude of destinations by Lufthansa seems a bit bull at a gate, but given the ongoing travel restrictions in many European countries on all but non-essential travel. Okay, so what they are saying is that all of these major airlines, Lufthansa, Swiss, and Eurowings, they have started, giving out tickets for the month of June, but it looks a bit bullish. That's what they mean here. Okay, because many of the restrictions are still active, but the spread of the virus has slowed down, and that's why they are pretty optimistic that they can start travel in June. Okay, what remains to be seen is whether the EU external border will open from June 15th. Okay, paving the way for international leisure travel to Europe. But some carriers are not waiting to see before announcing early summer schedules. Let's just call them optimistic. So yeah, by June 15, people are expecting that the leisure travel will start opening. So right now only the urgent travel is what they are allowing, but the leisure travel, they are just telling people to hold on to it until June 15th. Okay, so by June 15th they might open the external border, but it's all just wait and watch at the moment. Here's the lowdown on which carriers are flying in and to and from Europe as summer arrives. Okay, so these are all the carriers that will start flights as a summer rolls on to us. Okay, in Europe, we have airlines are restarting many domestic and Europe routes first, then intercontinental, right? Brussels Airlines. Brussels Airlines says it will resume flights on June 15th, starting with Germany, Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, and Greece. After 7 weeks of hibernation mode, routes will be phased in. Okay, according to passenger demand and travel restrictions, details are to come soon, right? So definitely this is all going to depend upon passenger demand, right, and also travel restrictions, because even if these airlines announce travels to other countries, if the lockdown is still effective in those countries, then even if they want to travel to those countries, they just cannot do that. Okay, for example, like in India, right? So my home country is India. So India recently just extended its lockdown until May 31st, and many of my friends were trying to go back to India, but the airlines just said that they cannot do that. Okay, so it all depends upon the travel restrictions and also the passenger demand. Passenger demand is a very big important thing in this, because if people will be afraid to fly after this, then no, even if the airlines just keep on operating flights, and if they are all empty, then the airlines cannot sustain that for too long. Okay, what to expect: disinfection of aircraft and mandatory masks. Okay, this is what all airlines are going to do from now on. Okay, disinfection of aircraft is just going to happen very frequently, and mandatory masks, right? So surely all of them are just going to make mask wearing compulsory henceforth. Okay, Lufthansa, the German national carrier, is being gung ho in its ambitious bid to fly to 130 destinations worldwide by the end of June. So Lufthansa is a state national carrier. I have flown many times with Lufthansa, and they are saying that they will try to fly to 130 destinations worldwide by the end of June. Okay, this is really quite ambitious, to be honest with you. But yeah, to be honest with you, like, these airlines have already made their analysis of how exactly they will travel to different locations, because to be honest with you, even the airlines do not want to cancel the flights once they are scheduled, right? So they are not even going to start flights to any destinations where they think that the government is just going to extend the lockdown, right? Because it's all based on predictions. It's all based on what we know so far, right? So online bookings have begun to over 100 German and EU destinations for flights in the first half of June, right? Online bookings are open for the first half of June. From Frankfurt, these include Mallorca, Sofia, Prague, Nice, Budapest, Dublin, Riga, Krakow, and Bucharest. From Munich, Brussels, Zurich, Mallorca, and Vienna, right? So Frankfurt is the major destination, major hub for Lufthansa. That's why they are operating all flights to, all these major destinations in Europe. 20 long haul routes will join those in the second half of June, including flights to Hong Kong, Los Angeles, Toronto, Dubai, Mumbai, Mexico City, Tel Aviv, and Johannesburg. Okay, second half of June. Okay, that's when all these international flights will start for Lufthansa. That is nearly 400% jump on long haul connections operating in May too. The return towards normal will see Lufthansa double its flying fleet from a current 80 planes to 160 in June, right? So yeah, Lufthansa is going all in into this, right? What to expect: masks are mandatory aboard. Check the refunds policy here, right? So masks are mandatory even for Lufthansa, and refunds policy, to be honest with you, many of the airlines have stopped issuing refunds, because they are struggling like anything right now, right? Because all of the airlines were grounded. That's why they just want to make money as soon as possible. And so they are telling people that you can book flights right now. Even I tried to book a flight just a few days back. So they are telling people that you can book the flight right now, but we cannot guarantee that the flight will operate, right? It would all depend upon passenger demand, like how many passengers book, and also travel restrictions, like does the destination country allow people to come in, right? So this is the Frankfurt airport, as you can see here, right? So now we have Eurowings. I have traveled with this airline as well. The German low cost and Lufthansa subsidiary is getting numerous European leisure destinations off the ground for early summer. Okay, so it is getting most of the European destinations off the ground for early summer. This is a low cost carrier in Germany, right? And this is a Lufthansa subsidiary. Flights have already begun in May to Prague, among others, after a 2-month hiatus. Okay, From May 18th, you can buy a ticket from Cologne, Stuttgart, and Munich to Palm de Mallorca, right? Even though the Spanish travel ban remains in place and few hotels on the islands are open. So, as you can see here, even though the Spanish travel ban remains in place, you can still buy a ticket from May 18th, right? So, they are optimistic that the bans will just stop functioning after one point, right? Same for Düsseldorf to Rome flights, as Italians only just get the green light to travel, right? The airline's June schedule also includes Nice Majorca trips. From May 18th, it's flying 5 times weekly to Lisbon, where there is still a curb on foreign tourism and hotels are yet to open. So, from May 18th, it is also flying 5 times weekly. Okay, this is almost like almost like one flight every weekday to Lisbon in Portugal, where there is still a curb on foreign tourism and hotels are yet to open. The hotels are not open in Lisbon, but even then they are going to fly. What to expect? Be sure to check on travel bans and destination before booking flights in Europe, right? Same thing goes for any other country, right? We really need to check for the travel bans at the destinations before booking the flight, because the airlines are saying that they will operate the flight, but they do not have any control over the travel bans that are at the destinations, right? Things will evolve especially from June 15th, when the EU wants to restore travel freedom in Europe. Okay, so things will just start evolving much more in by mid June, right? Meantime, more borders are still closed Europe wide, with only regional and domestic travel off the ground first. Eurowings says you can rebook free of charge as often as you like, but only up to 14 days before departure, which hardly helps with the speed things are currently changing. So look at this. These airlines are just going to look after themselves at one point. Look at this, right? Eurowings says you can rebook free of charge as often as you like, but only up to 14 days before departure. Now, 14 days before departure, do you think anybody knows what is going to happen 14 days after this, right? So surely, nobody is going to avail of this kind of offer, right? Because people have to book the flights just tomorrow, or within 24 hours, but they're saying you can book it 14 days before departure and you can book it free of cost, which hardly helps with the speed with which things are currently standing. And they are literally just saying it out in the loud, right? They are not mincing any words here as well. Masks are mandatory on board. Surely masks are something that people are just going to get used to after this, right? Ryanair, okay, the Irish airline. Okay, Ryanair is slower off the ground but plans to have about 40% of flights running from July 1. Okay, from July 1 they are trying to have almost 40% of flights and 90% of schedules by late summer. Okay, that's about 1,000 flights a day. Ryanair is already operating flights from Stansted to Porto and Lisbon, for example. Okay, what to expect? Masks will be compulsory. Passengers will oddly have to ask permission to use the toilet under new hygiene rules. Passengers will oddly have to ask permission to use the toilet under new hygiene rules. Yeah, I just had to read it once more to understand what exactly this is all about. But yeah, they are coming up with these kind of strange rules, which are just, to be honest, just crazy. Okay. Now, Swiss Airlines, okay, the Swiss national carrier will restart 180 flights from Zurich and Geneva to 45 European destinations in June, plus several long haul flights to the US, Asia, and Africa. The return to the skies will unfold progressively, Swiss says, starting with re establishing 15 to 20% of usual services in early summer. Okay, so the Swiss are pretty cautious in what they do. That's why Lufthansa or Ryanair or what else, Eurowings, they are all going all in, but Swiss are just pretty cautious. Okay, the June timetable will, in theory, mean travelers can hop aboard Mediterranean routes to Spain, Malaga, Barcelona, Madrid, and Valencia, and Italy, Brindisi, Florence, Naples, and Rome. That's two of Europe's worst hit COVID 19 countries, right? So, Spain and Italy, I mean, I've made videos about this, right? Where I say that Spain is just a nightmare for COVID 19, and Italy was also very hard hit, right? So, but Swiss Airlines will start operating flights to both these countries by July. Okay, that's two of Europe's worst hit COVID 19 countries. Paris, Brussels, and Moscow flights will also resume, while existing services to Amsterdam, Athens, Berlin, Lisbon, London, Porto, Gothenburg, Copenhagen, and Stockholm will be beefed up. Okay, 3 weekly flights to Newark in the US will continue. So now they are also trying to go to the US. I mean, the situation in the US is just pretty erratic at this point, right? Uh, there are many states that are opening in US right now, but nobody knows how long this is going to last. Okay. As further long haul destinations come on board, these include 4 flights weekly from Zurich to New York, 2 to Chicago, 1 to Singapore, Bangkok, and Johannesburg, 2 to Tokyo and Hong Kong, and 3 to Mumbai. Right. So this is all with Swiss Airlines. What to expect from May 4 until the end of August, at least. Okay, until the end of August, at least. Okay, Swiss recommends passengers wear a mask both on board and at the airport before or after flights where social distancing may not be easy. Okay, Wizz Air. Wizz Air has been restarting flights from Luton to 15 destinations throughout May. Okay, they have already started throughout May as European lockdowns continue. Budapest, Bratislava, Belgrade, and Tenerife in Spain's Canary Islands are among the relaunches. Europe's largest low-cost airline serving Central and Eastern Europe, okay, wants to return to about 30% of schedules this month. This is the Europe's largest low-cost airline serving Central and Eastern Europe, which is the Wizz Air. Okay. Um, Wants to return to over 30% of schedules this month before ramping that up to 70% in peak summer months. That will depend on travel restrictions easing, it says. That has not stopped the airline selling tickets for Lisbon and Porto in May and other destinations where non-urgent travel is still not possible. Okay, what to expect? Compulsory masks. Again, be on high alert about checking to see whether flights on sale are actually likely to get off the ground due to current ongoing travel restrictions in Europe. Right? So the airlines are just, they want to make money out of this. Okay, they really have suffered a huge financial loss. So they are telling you that they are operating flights, but they will not guarantee that the flights will run or get off the ground. This is the exact wording that you're using. We need to just check the destinations and the travel restrictions in the destinations before booking these kind of flights. Okay, then now we come to the Middle East. Emirates, a very important airline. Okay, I've traveled with Emirates many times. From May 21st, Emirates resumed flights to 9 international destinations via its Dubai hub. Okay, among them 5 in Europe: London, Milan, Madrid, Frankfurt, and Paris. Right, what to expect? Travelers will only be accepted on these flights if they comply with the eligibility and entry criteria requirements of the destination countries, right? So, if they comply with the eligibility, right? Eligibility in the sense like they will take your temperature and then they will decide whether you can get on board, and entry criteria requirements of the destination countries, right? So many countries right now are not allowing anybody except the citizens or the nationals of those countries to come on board, right, to come into the country. That's why if you have a visitor's visa, work visa, study visa, or a permanent resident visa, you will not be allowed in these countries. Emirates points out, okay, at Dubai International Airport, passengers and employees will have their temperatures checked, right, while via thermal scanners, and gloves and masks are mandatory. Even gloves are mandatory for Emirates. Okay, so this is something that's new. Okay, this is not mandatory for other airlines. Other health and safety measures include protective barriers at check-in counters. Social distancing protocols will also be implemented on the ground. They will be modified in-flight service to minimize interaction on board and reduce contact and infection risk. Okay, so Emirates is a really good airline, to be very honest with you. Of all the airlines that I've traveled with, Emirates is the best because the in-class experience of Emirates is just astonishing, right? So that's why they are providing all these things to people on board, but they also just need to make sure that everybody is safe, right? Then we have Qatar Airways. I've also traveled with Qatar. Qatar plans to resume flights over 20 European cities by the end of June as global travel restrictions ease. Qatar never left the skies. Look at this. Qatar was the only airline that never stopped operating flights. Okay, this is really astonishing. Continuing to operate routes to many places its competitors weren't flying over past months, right? Only airline in the entire world that was operating flights was the Qatar Airways. Nonetheless, it did wind back services while still using 75% of its fleet through repatriation and cargo flights, right? This compares to just 10% for many other airlines. Okay, 75% of its fleet was used for repatriation and cargo flights for Qatar Airways. Imagine this. On top of ongoing flights to Paris and London, the airline will fly via its Doha hub to Athens, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Berlin, Budapest, Copenhagen, Dublin, Edinburgh, Frankfurt, Madrid, Manchester, Munich, Milan, Oslo, Rome, Vienna, and Zurich. The move is hugely significant, indicating the way Europe is suddenly opening up again to travel, right? Qatar Airways is also a very important airline in the Middle East, right? That's why, when they're opening travel to 20 destinations in Europe, surely that is something, okay? And all these airlines do all of their analysis before doing something like this, okay? They should have. Monitored what the situation is, and only then they have started reopening these kind of flights. Okay, as Qatar boosts its destinations from 30 to 80 in June and regains 50% of its usual network, Europe accounts for about a quarter, right? So Qatar is flying for about a quarter flights to Europe. What to expect? Qatar does not as yet allow for social distancing on board. Qatar does not as yet allow for social distancing on board. Let that sink in, okay? At the airport, yes. At the airport, yes, but not on board, okay? The return of services it specifies depends on travel bans being lifted on at all the destinations, right? A flexible bookings policy means passengers have unlimited date changes plus destination switches within 5,000 miles of the original for travel in 2020. Okay, a flexible bookings policy for Qatar Airways means passengers have unlimited date changes plus destination switches within 5,000 miles of the original for travel in 2020. Look at this, right? Qatar is really pretty flexible, and they are giving a whole lot of benefit to the passengers because they are allowing unlimited date changes plus destination switches. Okay, so look at this, date changes and destination switches. So suppose if I want to book a flight from Toronto to Mumbai, okay, but if Mumbai is not accepting passenger this time, but if I want to go to New Delhi, which is again in India, then I can even do that. So I can change the date, and I can also change the destination within 5,000 miles. Okay, it's also offering refunds or vouchers valid for 2 years. Imagine this, refunds or vouchers are valid for 2 years. Qatar is the only airline that is doing all of this. Really impressive. Okay, US Airlines, the forecast uptick in international flights is slower given the lockdowns, travel bans, and current health situation at home, right? US is really going through a very rough phase at this point, right? Delta Airlines, starting around May 18th, the US carrier is resuming several transatlantic services, okay? Has started resuming many transatlantic services from May 18th. There will be daily flights from Atlanta to Amsterdam and less than daily to Frankfurt and Paris Charles de Gaulle. From Detroit, daily flights to Amsterdam and three flights weekly to London Heathrow. A quick check online shows almost daily flights to Paris at over 2100 for an economy round trip. Apparently, regaining flying or freedom is not going to be cheap at the outset. Okay, surely it's not going to be cheap. What to expect? The airline promises blocking of some aisle and window seats, elevated cleaning measures, and more flexibility on changes to plans with fee waivers. Okay, so most of these airlines are really trying to gear up their muscle in the post coronavirus flight scenario. Okay, and as you know I have made videos about these where I say that flights, the airlines really operate on a very strict budget. Okay, they are a very very competitive industry, and that's why many major airlines are just going bankrupt, okay, very frankly speaking to you. Okay, because they just cannot sustain in this kind of hyper competitive world. Okay, and that's why they just want to make each and every possible effort to stay in the competition and give everything to the passengers so that people can come in. Okay, I've also made a video about why I think airline membership programs are just big scams. Okay, you can check that out as well, it is on this channel, and I go into detail about why exactly I think loyalty programs that major airlines operate. And I have been a member of the Star Alliance, the Star Alliance members, the entire group of airlines, and my video analysis in that is based on my experience with Star Alliance. So don't forget to check that video out. So I'll stop talking here. If you liked my analysis of this article, and if you learned how air travel is going to be after coronavirus, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I upload these kind of interesting news on a daily basis. And also like, comment, and share this video. See you next time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.